Hi guys, welcome to this week's Warlord Wednesday. There is so much out this week from Warlord, it's unreal. First off, the 3 for 2 offer on tanks is still available. They've extended it. You want a couple of tanks, get a third one free. So if you've got any of the Warlord plastic vehicles the last 12 months or so, you'll notice you get these little like stack cards with them. Really good, really handy bit of kit, especially when you're playing a game. Stats are all there on the card. Well, they've started doing a complete set. There's an allied set and an axis set, and you can get all the cards. I think it's a great idea. On the Antares front, the Isaurians have finally got some vehicles. Woohoo! So the first one is, I'm not even going to try and pronounce the name. It's the MV5 combat drone, which looks really got a real organic feel to it. It looks really good. Also, there's the MV2 transport drone. Again, same again, really real organic feel, just like the Isaurians. Really looks good. And last but not least, the Conflict 47. The US have got a brand new walker. It's the M3A2 Pond Skater Scout Walker. Looks really good. It should be a welcomed addition to the US forces for Conflict 47. Okay guys, let's go on to me Napoleonics. Go to the table now and see I'm getting on with my French. If you remember last week I said I was going to do the backpacks separately. What I've actually done, I've actually painted them on the sprue just to make life easier, because when I did the British I couldn't get in the back of the heads and never put the backpacks on them beforehand, so decided to do them separate, and it's working out well really. So what I like about these backpacks is they're all actually different. See, a pan on that one, it's got spare boots on that one. This one down here has got a cup as well. So I really like the way that they're all different. Anyway, so the colours, what I did was the main backpack part itself, the rucksack bit, I did with the Morfang brown, and then again I used ceramite white for the white parts. The boots I did with Chaos black, and the pan and the cup I did with mithril silver. Now on the sword scabbard here, again it's did the same colours again, except I used Vallejo liquid gold on the tip and the handle of the sword, and I used the flat red on the little like sort of tassel, whatever you want to call it, on the handle of the sword. Let's see, so that's it. And what I did, I say, with them being separate, enabled me to paint the backs of them as well. I don't have to do the actual centre, but enabled to paint the backs. I like the way this one here's got onions with it as well. I thought that was quite funny. Okay, so I've completed one of the grenadiers. Here he is, and I've put his backpack on. See, it makes life, I think, they look a lot better. You can see the backs of the heads and that where they've been done. So that's them completed. And next week we'll have a look at the French command. Okay guys, so let's have a quick recap from last week. So with a ladder campaign, you start by choosing your forces, and you go to your first scenario, which in this case was scenario 6, demolition from bolt action. We then had a little bit of background for that scenario, and the winner of that scenario was the attacker in the next scenario, which is the next game along. And then again little bit of background, and then same thing happened again. The winner of that game was the attacker in the third game, and the winner of the third game was the winner of the campaign. Very simple, easiest way of doing a campaign, and really fun. The next type of campaign we're going to look at is a tree campaign. And this is a guide for doing a campaign in any game. Any rule book you pick up, nearly all of them have scenarios in you can play. So all you have to do is choose what forces you want, choose a time period, choose some scenarios from the book, and do your own little background story to fit the scenarios into the campaign you're doing. So here we go. So this is the ladder campaign, and I've transposed it into a tree campaign. So it's the same scenarios, but just to show you what the difference is between the ladder and the tree. So again, we start off with, we've got choose our forces, red and blue. You then play your first game. So first game is scenario 1, demolition, and then whoever wins that, you go on to the next game. Now in the ladder campaign, you just went up the scenario. With the tree campaign, you go up to the next game, but there's 2 possible games to play, 2 possible scenarios, depending on which side wins. If red wins scenario 1, then you follow the red path and play the next scenario on the red path. If blue wins, likewise you follow the blue path. So that's game 2, and then you can add in game 3. Now as you can see why it's called a tree campaign, because it got your trunk at the bottom and it starts to branch out with trees as you come more and more options. Realistically, I wouldn't go any farther than 5 games in a tree campaign. As you can see, the higher up you go, you get more and more scenarios, which means you've got to put more and more work into it, because each scenario realistically needs to sort of follow a narrative story. So if we start on this one now, we've got 3 games on this. So game 1, as I said, is demolition. You follow the red path and you do manhunt, and then you win that one, you go around, you do surrounded. An easy way of doing it is the way I've done it on here to show you. I've done the path of least resistance. So if red wins every game, they will do scenario 6, scenario 8, scenario 11 as the attacker. If blue wins scenario 6, then they will do scenario 8 and scenario 11 as the attacker. It just makes it easier. It's poses a bit of a cop out, but if you first campaign, then keep it simple till you get the hang of it. No good making it overcomplicated. If it gets overcomplicated, you lose interest in it and you won't want to finish it. It'll just end up stalling. When you play the tree campaign, you don't have just you win, you lose. You can have a draw, but there's also levels of winning, if you like. So you can have a major red win, a minor red win, a draw, a minor blue win, and a major blue win. So it's not just straightforward. Yeah, you've won. I know you didn't. I've filled in all the slots now. So what I've done for the other 2 scenarios on game 3, as I just put scenario 2 meeting engagements in there. Now, as you can see with the tree camp, although this is just 3 games, the same as the ladder campaign we did last week, you're actually looking at 7 scenarios, which means that each scenario will need its own narrative to go with it to move the story forward for the campaign. So there you go, that's a basic guide to tree campaigns. They are more complex to do than a ladder campaign, but can be more fun in the sense that each game will actually be different. With a linear campaign, you got to play the same scenario for the next game, whether you win or lose. When you play a tree campaign, You don't know what scenario you're going to play next. It's going to depend on the current game you're playing. If you win, you play one. If you lose, you play another. So that's it. Hope this has been helpful on doing tree campaigns. Next week we'll have a look at map campaigns. Okay guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Take care.